very generously, even when I'm passing. Whenever I'm passing here, and the knees are here, get your grips, go ahead, slide. And here, and even here, I'll slide right into a half guard, because I know I'm in a half guard right now, but this half guard is not even a half guard, because he's not even closing his legs. You know, if he closes his legs, look, I'm already in position, I'll wedge this here, peel this open, and stuff off here. I'll keep this here, just to control him, because he's got an underhook. This leg hook is a counter to the underhook. And I keep telling you guys, is the one that with the underhook is gonna dominate. The key to the underhook is to bridge, okay? So if I'm not aware, and if they don't know, from here I let go, he bridges with this leg and shoots that underhook, and then here, he goes to his knees. And now it's basically, he's wrestling up, and I'm going down. So I have to be aware of who's got that underhook. The underhook doesn't just reach up, okay? The far leg hook is a counter and a control here. So as I'm going here, okay, go ahead, get your grips, whatever you want to do. Look, I go here, even if I go here, you have to be able to also pass in a multi-directional way, not just to your left, okay? So, got past his guard, like usual. But Webb's guard has improved tremendously. What I want you guys to understand is this, definitions. My underhook, right here. Chest to chest is not nearly as effective as your core chest, okay? And hands off the mat. I don't need my elbows on the mat to create a bridge so he rests. I have the underhook, my hands are free. Whenever your hands are locked here, you're alleviating pressure and your hands can't move. I need to kind of do that lower back exercise here. I have the underhook and I have the cross face. Cross face, underhook, reverse cross face. The cross face isn't just sitting here going across his face. The cross face is intended to tweak his neck, okay, so that his head gets misaligned from the rest of the spine. Because he now is weak. If he's here and the head is aligned, he's strong. I need to misalign it with that underhook, okay? We're gonna go down to the leg hook, right? What I'm gonna do, both arms, and I roll the hips. Also, what you don't see me doing is I have my right leg extended and my right hip connected. The problem with being on your knees here is that all the pressure is completely off, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Okay. And all he has to do is just frame my head, move his hip, and shove that right knee in there. I'm already in an open guard. 2 movements, and I'm done. And they were real quick movements here. So what I do is that I'm like in a sprawl. So my right elbow is controlling kind of his hip, pulling into my right hip. And if anything, I could always walk my hip back into him here and fold him over here, okay? So you have a good control. And even if he did that same movement for to recover open guard, go ahead. He can't really get that knee in as effectively, but he'll frame right here and he'll move his hip. But I can switch my base and go for the far leg hook. Okay, so this is what we're gonna talk about. The far leg hook is needed just to control and keep them flat on their back. For him to be able to go to his knees, he somehow has to go through his side. Okay, otherwise, let's get it just magic loop here. Okay, so whenever he turns to his side, I wanna roll him just to his back, right here. And I wanna keep climbing my ribs on his face and my hip on his face. And I'm holding on right here because whatever he does from here, I can see, I'm aware of, and I can counter with movement. So if he starts moving around or trying to extend leg, yeah, what's he gonna do here? But if that happens, you have a fairly easy mount, okay? And an underhook right away. When you hook this leg right here, and I keep my left knee pinned to his hip also. I don't want him to separate because this is gonna keep him also pinned flat because I'm using my legs to roll him flat, okay? If he tries to roll away from me, I can pull him back, okay? That's not gonna do anything for him because his right arm is stuck. If he tries to turn into me, he needs that underhook, but I keep hooking this leg here and I can constantly keep turning. I keep walking my hips and shoulders onto his face, keep my head down. I don't wanna be all like this, so that I have enough space right here to bring my knee inside right here. From here, a couple things are gonna happen, okay? He's either gonna put his hand on your knee right here, okay? which enables you now to potentially get Kimuras maybe, okay? But oftentimes what I've noticed is that you're here, and you put the knee here, you're able to go nice knee on the belly right here, okay? And this knee is basically going across the whole hip line right here, all right? So you're doing this more so for a ride, because now his hand has a harder time pushing the knee off the belly. Yeah, because when your knee's here, you can go here, turn, which is fine, because now I can predict and step over for the north-south. But this knee sets me up for a potential mount right here, and you have a collar here, okay? So that whenever I know that in order for him to push it, he may try to push it in a half guard, but my right shin is against his thigh here, and if he starts pushing me in a half guard here, I can move my knee myself and go to north-south, where I'm furthest away from his legs. And here, I'm just on my knees, and you immediately attack a Kimura, whether you get it or not. This is just a control that keeps him from going to his back, okay? If he starts trying to grab my leg and go for a single leg and go to his knees, I can begin to come back here, 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 and on his back, and back. If you time it properly, you can hook that leg and put him back on his back before he sits. Matt, do you have a question?
When you're moving towards his head, is that protecting yourself against the triangle from bottom, especially when you cup that under leg?
So whenever you have a hand in that leg, the only time you are threatened by a triangle is when your head is low.
Okay, yeah.
And you're more low on here. But if you feel yourself, there's no reason why you should be here except momentarily.
Gotcha.
It's like a pass-through point, okay? So, but if you find yourself sitting here for whatever reason, I don't know why, you need to roll this way here. It's not that I'm moving my head, well, obviously I'm moving away from danger, but I want to control his head with my ribs, so I can control the rotation of his head and face. His head has to turn for his hips to be able to turn. If his head is turned away, he can't turn his hips into me because it just doesn't work that way.
Right.
The head has to go the same way as the hips. If you're here, okay, and you find yourself here and here, and he starts pushing your head, you have to block this leg with the head and pull this arm out, and then danger's done, okay? Or you're here and you lift the head so he can't really frame it right here. Pull the arm out because you don't need it there. Because the reason why you need this, it's a hook. It's not intended just to sit here. It's a hook, and hooks pull or lift, okay?
Gotcha.
So we're here, and I switch the base here. I scoop my hips back, put my knee right on that belly, right here. Go knee to the belly, right here, okay? Sometimes you may be able to even get the underhook here, and then potentially you can mount. But you get a nice knee to the belly control. But in order to get this right here, okay, I have both the hip with an underhook, and it's all floating. I'm gonna roll from my right hip to my left on both arms, do the same thing. Reverse crossface, leg hook, pull, and I'm here, okay? Now, this leg can also shelf his near leg right here, and you have him in a nice control type of a position where he can't really do much right here, and then you can go for the leg weave, okay? Because this right here controls his near leg. If he wants to extend his right leg, okay, it's fine. I can go in for the knee to the belly. Or I can frame it here, okay? If he wants to bring that knee back, he needs this right leg back to generate more power with the left leg. They have to work together. Because if one's forward, one's back, this one's weak. So if he wants to extend his left leg, you can go here. And you can go for the leg weave here, and then slide right into it here, and then get underhook here, and then mount and nice control. But for now, just get that leg hook, control, and you're gonna slide that knee to the belly. And it all goes. One, hook, grab a belt, and lock his head with the shoulder, left knee is here. And I just wanna keep him rolling, and I just wanna keep rolling his hips around. If you just see right here. Because I know for him to turn into me, okay, he needs his legs. And I keep just doing just enough to keep his leg here, and I feel his ribs on my face. He's not escaping from here, okay? And I know I can control him, and I keep sliding back here. He's moving around more. Maybe, because you're creating an action and a reaction. Or you just go knee to the belly, and then we'll talk about, so one, lift, and then roll, hook, anchor that hand, scoot the hips back, hitting this knee to this hip, because you don't want that hip free floating. I want to be able to do this and open my elbow. Roll the thumb down and open the elbow. If he was trying to turn into me here, go ahead, turn in, roll it this way here, okay? Block it with this knee here, and I keep stretching it out just to control them, because they eventually will wear out, okay? And then, as I'm blocking with the left knee here, I'm scooting back, and I go right through here. For you to go knee to the belly, I have to extend my left leg, posture up, and I'm here. I like to do this, here, you can go here and pull this through here. You can go knee to the sternum here, okay? And you have a nice control grip here, because you can also go knee to the throat right here, right? And if he pushes the knee off, I can hear and jam that underhook, keeping his head off the mat right here. And I'm just gonna roll him flat, step over here, and go head down, so that now I can pull and hit his head with my foot. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't, okay? But that's just the way it goes. For now,
are we gonna try that bend, or when you're capturing that near leg? I know
yeah,
we talked about
unhook it
behind,
and yeah.
but
Once you
you mentioned-
posture up, because you need to get pressure on the knee. So you're gonna do this. You're here, cross face, reverse cross face, hook, roll him, and anchor this hand. This hand can't be free floating. You gotta grab something here, belt, and keep rocking him right up on his shoulders right here, okay? He'll keep moving around, and you see that hole right there, and just slide that knee all the way through to his far leg right here, okay? And just be here, here. His hand is has to move back a lot more in order to reach your knee in this position than here. So when your knee's all the way across, for him to reach that, yes, and you can now get underneath here. So you can pull him up this way here, and you can go for a Kimura here. So this is potentially a bait into him opening up his elbow, and you get an underhook on that arm to come in for Kimura north-south, or just to control from here. All right, but for now, you're gonna go underhook crossface. See how my left leg is bent? So for me to reverse my base, everything rolls, hooks, anchor this, and slide up right here. See how much pressure I have on his head? Webb, you feel the pressure on your face?
I do.
Exactly, his head can't really rotate. Now I can just slide him here, and push it here. So now, that hand, see, he's probably wanting to push in a half guard, right? Versus push it off, which is fine. You go here, and you can now just go here. And then just turn him into north-south. And you see, but you have to have enough control here to where you're aware of what he's doing. If he's gonna grab your shin right here, okay, there's no reason why you can't begin to control here, move your knees out here, and then just, you can hop right off and right back to the side control, okay? But try it, so, come on, roll it, hook it, lock it, hip it here, moving, rolling, knee, here. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. What? Can you go with Dan? Yes, sir. Thank you.